Okay, I think I am live. All right. It is October 8th, 2017, and I'm just going to give it a few moments and wait and see who checks in. Wonderful afternoon. It is afternoon, isn't it? Yeah. Well, at least where I am, but it's, it's all relative. So, thank you, Michelle. We have in the chat room Chris, Michelle V. So that's exciting. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And I am still working on getting this set up so that I can properly see the chat room at the same time, because it does help to try to be able to keep up with what's going on. So anyway, just going to give it a couple of moments to see who else appears. I have one of my favorite, devotional, contemplative readings that I like to share from one of my favorite artists, Alex Gray. And of course, some readings from Oneness, because I think it's imperative that we always recognize the oneness in which we exist. We're so used to seeing polarities and duality, and all of that is important because, it's part of the lessons, the homework, the life work. My other quotation was out of the camera, that we have been brought here to partake in, to grow, to sprout, and all of that good stuff. So I think I have everything set up. I can actually see the chat room. And whoops. Okay. Please forgive me for the delay. I'm still working on the best way to handle all of this so I can keep up with what's going on. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. So, okay. All righty. So, welcome, Chris. Welcome, Michelle. Welcome, Anna. All right. Let's see. I think I have everything at hand. I even have some incense. So, I'm going to go ahead and light a stick of incense, because you know me, I am a creature of habit. Welcome, Tan Hawk. Happy sunrise this beautiful Sunday for you. All right, let's see. Lighting the incense. All right. And of course I have to put it over here because, I don't want it to start choking me. Welcome, Pia Minds. Welcome. Okay. So if we can take a moment to take a nice deep centering breath. And if you ate a big lunch or a big brunch like I did, I had rice cakes with sardines and mustard and sriracha sauce and sweet potatoes. And I ate 3 rice cakes, so gotta move that stuff over so I can get the air down. So let's take a nice deep centering breath. Bring us into this moment. Welcome. Thank you for all of the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Welcome Music Heals Me. Yeah. Okay. So, I have a reading that I wanted to share with you today. I actually did the reading last night, but I thought it would be a good thing to bring the reading back in today, and along with our Priestess card, High Priestess. She's not just a regular old priestess, but High Priestess card from Tarot. Okay, right here, the High Priestess card. And if you notice the card, there is a black pillar, a white pillar. The priestess is sitting in betwixt the two. And those pillars represent the apparent duality in which we live, the opposites of our world. You know, some call it the good and evil, you know, the masculine, the feminine, all of that, which is used to create this physical world in which we exist, in which we seemingly live. And it is without those dualities, it is my personal experience and belief that we would not be able to fully cultivate and fully grow and, you know, fully understand the lessons that we are here to learn. You know, I think of this existence, it's like our soul, our self, that deep self that's deep within us. It's like we're a seed. We're a seed. And you know, when you take a seed, you plant the seed into the ground. So the seed, our seed cells, have been planted in this ground. This body is a fractal of the universe, of the earth. Everything that we have within our body is very much connected to the earth. We have all the minerals that the earth has. You know, we have the saltiness of the sea in our blood and the amniotic fluid of the mother. And so this is like the earth. So if you imagine our soul that's attached to our spark of divinity is in this little seed, whether it's a mustard seed or what other kind of seeds, a marigold seed, an avocado seed. You take that, and I like the avocado seed. Too bad I don't have one, but those are hard, very thick, hard seeds. And yes, a body of water, which is our blood. You take that seed and you bury it in the ground. So the seed of ourselves has been buried in this body. And then we have all of these polarities that come at us. And these polarities, I believe, is what it's like the water. It's like the air. It's like all of that. And it helps us to grow. And without the polarities, you know, there would be nothing that would pull and push us and get us to stretch and reach up out of these earthly bodies that we have in order to grow. And, you know, we're existing in this world, and there's love, there's war, there's fear, and all of that is what's needed to perfect us. And what lies before us is we have a choice, you know? We have a choice of how we're going to react to what is surrounding us. We can choose love. We can choose to react in fear. We can also choose to have a balance, you know, that 51% that slightly off-centered balance, so that however the world pulls us, we're not completely knocked off of our rockers, knocked off of our chairs, knocked off of our feet. I want to share with you a reading from Polarity, from Art Psalms, and it's a poem called Polarity. And before I do that, I'm reminded, let's see, do I have the book? If you look back at one of my videos, maybe about 2 videos ago, I talked about Nikon, which is gratitude, grace, and the Japanese art of self-reflection. And that Nikon, is really about gratitude, and how there, even in those moments where we feel completely alone, or where we feel that life is not supporting us, and when we look around, we truly realize that life does support us. And I'd like to share with you one of the things that I'm very thankful for is YouTube Live, having this ability to reach out not only to you guys and have you guys, let me move this incense because it is going right up my nose. It is subtle, but it's still smoke. The wonderful technology of the internet, which is used to connect so many amazing people, and not only so many amazing people, but so much knowledge is to be had. And the internet, whether it's YouTube, Google, well, my iPhone, it's plugged up over here. I don't want to yank it up. These are all tools in our toolbox or tool belt, what have you. And these tools can be used for, as a tool, as an implement of love, as an implement of knowledge. And it can also be used as an implement of fear. I mean, how many times have we heard that, the cameras around us are watching us, or Siri can hear us, or Google is listening to everything, and it's no different than our ego. We can use our ego for good. We can use our ego for not good. We can use the internet for good, and we can use it for not good. It's all about the choices that we decide to make with the tools that are in front of us. And yeah, we're not responsible, and we can't necessarily control how other people decide to use these tools. But what we can control is how we interact or react or act after we've gained knowledge of how tools are being used for us, against us, or neutral. And I'm going to go ahead and get to the poem on polarity. It's called Polar Unity. And let me put my glasses on and trying really hard not to hit the keyboard every time I touch. Okay. Polar unity. Spirit is nothing and everything. Spirit, God, or primordial awareness, free and liberated from all separateness, is the boundless, transcendent ground of nothingness. In the primordial void of nothingness, we abide as spirit, God's self, whole and one, boundless and beyond time, beyond birth, death, male, female, light, dark, beyond all separateness and opposition. We abide beyond all separateness and opposition as we abide in spirit. Infinite love is coextensive with the void, pregnant with pure possibility, birthing all creation to enact the dramatic experiment of time and the complex orders of multidimensionality inherent in manifestation. All beings and things, events and ideas manifest as the evolving expression of the absolute. I like this particular line, okay? So I'm going to read it again because for me, where is my card? It reminds me of the High Priestess card, where she is sitting in between major polarities, you know, the masculine and feminine, the good and the evil, the right, the wrong, all of those. And if you look at her voice, not her voice, her face, she's just sitting in contemplation. She's not sitting in judgment. She's not sitting in fear. She's not looking at the black pillar as something to fear, nor as the white pillar of something to fear. See, she understands that all of these are present in this world in order for us to sit back, go within, understand what the lessons are to be learned, and to understand that as we take time to step within, we're able to know when and where and how we make our next move. But it's never in fear. It's never out of haste. It's never in this desire to want to destroy one of the pillars over the other, because both of them are needed in order for all lessons to be learned. Both of them are needed just as the sunlight and the dark are needed for the seed to sprout, for that seed of our soul, of our consciousness. And in order for us to, you know, as the caterpillar splits in half and turns inside out and creates its cocoon from within itself, and basically the caterpillar is annihilated inside of the cocoon, turns into a liquefied form, and then is rebirthed as a beautiful caterpillar, as a beautiful butterfly. All beings and things, events and ideas manifest as the evolving expression of the absolute. Now, it doesn't just say all good things or even all bad things, but all things and all beings. The evolving manifest order of simultaneously arising phenomena is the creation of spirit, an awakening to our part in the whole, and the wholeness of our part is the path of spirit. And I also, and this is just my not so humble opinion, that it is also, you know, it's the path of spirit. It is the path of metamorphosis. You know, all of the manifested phenomena that are taking place in this world, you know, in the palm of our hand, we have the power of how our lives are affected by it, how we choose to be affected by it. Why does transcendental spirit manifest from boundless emptiness to the created immanent occurring? Spirit is an artist, a creator, and the manifest order is the ultimate work of art, an unfinished, ongoing masterpiece. The mind or consciousness divides the occurring cosmos into polarities. The mind or consciousness divides the occurring cosmos into polarities. The primary division of cosmos into self and other, or self and non-self, is necessary to mind, yet is the basis for the delusion of separateness, aloneness, alienation, and suffering. And I would also include in that my own words, is yet the basis of the delusion of fear. We mentally cut ourselves off from the continuum in which we arise. Love is the glue that binds together the continuum. All opposites secretly love each other. All beings and things are in love with each other in the vast net of being. Discovering how we are united through love energy is the ecstatic mission of the soul. Our soul operates through mind and body to connect or unite us with the infinite spirit, ultimately erasing a sense of separate selfhood. All opposites are united and simultaneously arise as the play or creation of spirit. The cosmos is self-creating through the principle of polar unity. The cosmos is sacred space in which our being arises. Our being is on a journey to recover the source of our being. Our being, our soul, emerges into the realm of manifestation through polar unity. Thank you. I keep getting all these birthday wishes. So I don't know about you, but I take great comfort in not only in that beautiful polar unity piece that Alex Gray, and please check him out, cosm.org, COSMORG. And if you put Alex Gray in any search engine, you will see all of his amazing energetic artwork. We could not exist on this planet without the opposites. It is the balancing of the opposites, which is what has brought forth this physical world. And as I've gotten older, I've learned to realize that it is nothing to fear. But it is a tool for lessons to be learned, for growth to be achieved, for the sprouting of the inner spark, that inner soul. You know, some people call it ascension, or some people call it being birthed into life after we leave this portal. So I just wanted to share that. And Chris says the danger is in turning any polarity into a God and creating fear of a non-existent God. And I definitely agree with that. You know, the idolatry is turning anything into a God. And when we fear something, we're giving that thing power. And in truth, as the high priestess sits, you know, juxtaposed between all of the polarities, does she look as though she's in fear? No. I'm just sorry for my pausing. I'm just checking out what's being said in the chat room so I can keep up, because I know some good things are happening in there. If I could clone myself so I could be here and then type on the chat room, that would be perfect. Oh. You're right, Pia Mind. You know, you mentioned that we should empower ourselves first, and basically, we must. I think we must realize that we have the power. It's all about us awakening to that power, waking up and realizing that we don't need anyone to empower us. In fact, we remind each other that, hey, you got this. You have everything within you to do what it is that you have to do in this life, you know, and that opposing force that's in our mind, you know, that part of us that says, yes, you can do this, and then that part of us that speak of self-doubt, you know, that is also a teacher. You know, I can tell you the countless times where, you know, that still small voice has said one thing to me, and then that voice of fear has said another one. And as I dance between those two and realize that, you know, taking them and merging them into one and stepping forward in my own power, it's made such a difference in my life. And okay, sometimes I sin, I miss the mark, I don't always get it right. But as my 7-year-old likes to sing the song, I get knocked down and I get up again. Ain't nothing gonna keep me down. That's what we do. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. There is nothing to retract. Okay, so I am going to, I love to, let's see, what do I want to do? I know I always pull the Goddess Oracle, and we have also the, what do you call it? The Earth Magic deck. So I think I'd like to do both today. Thank you, Pia Mine. Pia Mine says, I love today's message. Okay. And Anna says, look inward. Yes, that is so true. I'm not going to say it. You know how much I love the shuffle sound. All right, this is the Goddess Oracle deck. So we have the card Hestia. This is Hestia. Can you see her? She is the goddess of heart and home. Hearth. Well, heart and hearth. Hearth and home. Which I think is a great card because, again, as you see, now what did I do with, there it is, my High Priestess card. You know, I was just talking about the fact that, you know, our soul, that spark is like a seed, that spark of divinity, that fire that is within us, the seed, our soul, which is like a little flame of fire. She's holding right there in her hand, the little flame of fire, right there in the home. And each and every one of us, you know, this body and all its wonderfulness and, you know, sometimes not so wonderfulness, this is our home. And it's always my mission to always share our inner sanctum is what we develop, our inner home, so that no matter what craziness or wackadoodle stuff is going on in the world, when we firm up this foundation of home and hearth, you know, right in here, which can be strengthened through meditation and other energetic practices, no matter what nonsense that's going on around us or even happening to us, it won't touch us. Yes, it will affect this temporary body, but our souls, our mission, you know, who we are as pure spirit will not be destroyed by it, but will be strengthened and learning our lessons through whatever it is that we're dealing with, whether it's within our own physical house, our own body, or warring nations, or anything. So let's look at what Hestia, Music Heals Me, says, flame of strength and spirit. Yeah. And this is what we must focus on. If you want, you know, it's all about choice. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. But I can guarantee that if you choose to focus on those things that strengthen you and build you up, you will become strengthened and build up. Yet if you choose to focus on things that are fearful and that lower your vibration, you will become more fearful and your vibration will be lowered. And the lessons that you need to learn will be put on the back burner, and they will continue to come back and come back and come back until you do. So let's look up what Hestia. Let's see. Okay. I need a personal assistant, someone right here that says, here's your glasses, ma'am. Oh, that kills me. Okay, Hestia. All right, where are we? GH. Okay. Eventually, I will learn my alphabet. Okay. Hestia. Hearth, home. I am what's at the core, the indescribable, the elusive, the living presence that inhabits and transforms a building, a dwelling, an edifice, taking it from the realm of marble, stone, or wood, and with its hearth fire lit, making it a home. Hestia is so ancient and a goddess that she is invoked by simply lighting a fire in your hearth. She was central to civilization because she represented the center of the home, the community, the town, the city. No meal could be eaten without her, for she was the very fire that transformed the ingredients into nourishment. Conscripted into the Olympian pantheon, eldest goddess Hestia gave up her seat and went to tend the hearth so the new god of ecstasy and wine, Dionysus, could be seated. Hestia has come to tend her hearth fire in your life and to tell you it's time to focus on home. So we are inviting Hestia in, and she is asking us to lift up our flame, to lift up our soul, to lift up our heart, to lift up the chi, the prana, the ki, the energy in our body, and focus it in the direction that will create peace in our life, that will create balance, that will create that middle path, that will do all that it needs to do to give us a good and firm foundation so that we're able to do our part in this world, that we're able to affect the world in a beautiful way, that we're able to grow, that we're able to shine our light. She is inviting us to focus on that inner sanctum where there is no fear, there is no trembling. There's so much in the world today that can knock us off kilter, that can, fear. It's a big selling industry. It's all that part of being involved in a codependent, emotionally abusive relationship. And Hestia comes in all of her wisdom and invites you to tend to your personal flame. Because when that flame is strong, nothing can touch you. Nothing can touch you. Not the true you, not that part of you that will sprout from this earthly body, that will blossom like the 1,000-petaled lotus. And that 1,000-petaled lotus does not blossom in clean, sterile environment. It blossoms in the mud and the muck and the mire. So let me just check the chat room. Welcome, everyone. And I just want to do one last reading. Let's see. I don't want this channel to be about fear. This channel is built with you and me and all of our energy. This channel is here for us to remind ourselves, and even me, because I am not above any of you. You know, I am on this journey as well. And I have my moments where, you know, I'm sitting and I'm looking at the right and at the left, at the love, at the hate, at the yes and the no, and all the opposites, you know, and it pulls me. But then I have to remember the high priestess and remember, you know, even Alex Gray's words, the polarity, the unity, the polar unity that exists, and that the sun shines after the rain. You know, that all of this happens, that I know hot because I know cold, that I know happiness because I know sorrow, I know joy because I know discord, I know peace because I know discord. And they're both here to teach me a lesson so that I can grow. There's a favorite saying of mine in Hebrew. I actually made a sterling silver bracelet with it. It says, Gam ze ya'avor. And it means this too shall pass. And as I like to say, wash, rinse, and repeat. Okay. Okay, so Eckhart Tolle, oneness with life. What I could there be apart from life, apart from being? It is utterly impossible. So there is no such thing as my life, and I don't have a life. I am life. I and life are one. It cannot be otherwise. So how could I lose my life? How can I lose something that I don't have in the first place? How can I lose something that I am? It is impossible. The truth is inseparable from who you are. Yes, you are truth. The very being that you are is truth. The Christ tried to convey that when he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. These words are one of the most powerful and direct pointers to the truth. If understood correctly, the Christ speaks of the innermost I am, the essence of identity of every man and woman, every life form. In fact, he speaks of the life that you are. Some Christian mystics have called it the Christ within. Buddhists call it your Buddha nature. For Hindus, it is Atman, the indwelling God. When you are in touch with that dimension within yourself, and being in touch with it is your natural state, not some miraculous achievement, all your actions and relationships will reflect the oneness with all life that you sense deep within. This is love. Let her inspire you to remember to nurture that inner sanctum. Because no matter what happens to your physical body, no matter what happens to the world around us, that strong inner sanctum is what propels our metamorphosis, or ascension, however you want to describe it. So I'm going to check the chat room and see what folks are saying. I see it got all quiet and hearts and ohms and hand clappings and yin yang symbols. Oh. Oh. Music Heals Me says, coming here is like eating peacefulness of spirit. I so appreciate the sanctum of this channel. I appreciate you too, Music Heals Me. And I thank all of you because you are what helped create this channel as well. So anyway, this was wonderful to connect. I thank all of you for being here. It's my birthday, but I have to get back to some house cleaning before I go out for my birthday lunch, brunch, dinner, whatever it's going to be called. So I thank you, beautiful peoples. Remember to guard your seed, to guard your soul, to nurture your Holy Spirit of self, to discipline your conscious mind, to guard your subconscious, and to check in with your superconscious. Your inner sanctum. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this session, close this circle so that it stays unbroken. All of us. Remember, you are not in this alone. We are in this together. Peace, peace, and great bliss. Please remember to like, subscribe, like this video, subscribe, click the notification bell so that you're notified when I go live. And of course, there's always the archive, and I invite you to share. And just remember, any of my original art that I have up is always open for adoption, unless I say otherwise, because I do have some pieces that I don't want to let go of, but everything is always up for adoption. Just send me a message if you see something that you like. It helps to support this work. It helps to support this channel. And I did a lot of recent investment to make sure that when our video got shut off the other day because the laptop just shut down right in the middle of a great session, I don't want that to ever happen again, so that we can all, in those moments, stay properly connected. So anyway, that's just my little blurb to put out there. I wish you peace, and I wish you great bliss. Keep that inner sanctum, keep those fires burning bright.